If you want to elevate your life, this video is for you.
I'm talking about putting down phones. I'm talking about blinders on. I'm talking about plans to give you rundown.
Welcome guys, my name is Samara Go Get It, aka Go Get It Mommy, and my content is about balance, soft life, spirituality, and wellness. So number one, you gotta put God first in 25. Any decision that you make, you have to ask yourself, does this decision please God? Will this decision please God? And how will you determine that? If you were someone that God had chosen to deliver either a message or to lead people towards a positive destination in His name, you were tested and you made certain decisions. In 2025, you are not pouring from an empty cup. You have struggles, but after the struggles, you feel ease. Make sure all of your decisions start with God. If God would not be pleased with the decision you're about to make, leave it alone. Nothing is sustainable without God. Put your maker first. So I'll leave that there. Number two, patient. You have to be patient in your isolation. And it could be isolation from friends. It could be isolation from your spouse. It could be isolation from your job. Isolation means no distractions. It's you and God and whoever else is depending on you that you cannot neglect. Bottom line, you have to isolate. You need to be patient in your isolation. Just being isolated, like I'm just alone and I'm in a corner, is not healthy. You need to be praying. You need to be patient. And for those of you that are like me who are impatient, this is really going to challenge you. And you have to reinforce that this is for the best. God has a plan for you. God has a plan for you. Like I'm speaking and I pray that you feel this because it's going to be tough, but it's going to be worth it. But once you learn to balance patience and isolation, messages will come in that you weren't even expecting. Opportunities are going to be coming your way that you're going to have to still analyze with the lens. Will the decision to accept this opportunity please God or upset God? You'll really see amazing things happen, like amazing things. He already knows what you're going through. There's less talking, there's less explaining, there's less justifying, there's less chaos. There's a lot more like, this is what God is doing in my life, and you just deal with it. Women go through a 28-day cycle. You may or may not have heard this before, but it will change your life to build your life around your cycles, okay? And there's an African lady online, I don't remember her name. If I find it, I will put it in the description box so you can see her other work. However, she spoke about menstruation being winter, right? Your menstrual cycle, when you are bleeding, that is when you are in winter. That is some people say 1 to 15 days or 5 days. In the first 5 days, what you will experience are low energy levels. That's when the cramping could be severe or minor, depending on what you ate, depending on how much sleep you had, and depending on how stressed you have been, which is why you gotta organize your life in a way where stress is at the minimum or eliminated completely. So you just go through life like this, if that makes sense. That's my visual demonstration of an easier life, okay? Are you recording? Yes, you are. Haha. Okay, this is when you experience mood swings, fatigue. The best thing that you can do for yourself during this time, 1 to 5 days, the first 1 to 5 days of your period, the bleeding, is self-care. You have to take care of yourself. What are acts of self-care? Sleeping, number one, my favorite. Taking a bath, number two. All right? Those are things that don't ruin you, they make you better. So anyone in your circle that is telling you otherwise, ignore them. They don't know what they're talking about. You need to do that. That's how God made us. Rest is important. Sleep at night, but if you are on your period, you are fully allowed. In fact, I compel you, and I believe that this is God talking to me to tell you, I'm praying over this, you must rest. If you got to take a day off from work, if you got to change careers to do this, this is your sign to do that. This is your sign to do that. You must rest. Self-care, let's say you are someone who likes to go for walks. Maybe you don't sleep. Maybe you like to go for walks. Go take that walk. If you're taking care of yourself, you're exercising. Anyways, hydrated. You have to be hydrated. You have to be drinking water, coconut water, things that are going to hydrate your body. And like I said, rest. The follicular phase. Now that is the phase I am in. I was distracted because I was always out of the house going, but my life wasn't structured in a way that was healthy. And when I got this alone time for myself, I realized, oh my gosh, I was PMSing. I wasn't even productive during that time. But the follicular phase was when I felt energetic. That's when I was ready to get things done. That period when your body is ready to go, you gotta reserve that time for the projects that help you first. This period is for your goals. It is not for anyone else's, because you cannot pour from an empty cup. A lot of the time, my follicular phase was when I spent time doing projects for other people. And then when it came back to the phase of menstrual or the other phases, I was like just on edge because I didn't have enough time to do what I needed to do. So your body is ready during the follicular phase because there is higher estrogen levels. You're more focused, you're more energetic, your skin is also better. My skin is skinning, and that's when you feel more creative. That's when you're more inclined to problem solve. Okay, so give yourself that period, which is normally 1 to 13 days after your period. You gotta be there for you and your goals. Block everyone else out as much as you can. If they're dependent on you, don't block them out. Manage it. I was a homeschooling mom. Now I have my kids in public school. I don't know if it will be forever, but it's for a time. And I had to do that for my health, for my wellness. So don't be afraid. For those of you that are homeschooling moms too, that really went through it in 2024, do what you gotta do, girl. Do what you gotta do. They need a happy mom. Anyways, so yeah, 1 to 13 follicular phase, that is your time, your goals time, your work time, okay? Ovulation, let's get into ovulation. That's when we're feeling frisky. That's when we're fertile. Our libido is slightly higher and intimacy is gonna flow better, or at least it should. That can be 1 day, 1 to 2 days. I've seen mainly 1 day, but yeah, it's a good period to be in. These days, this is when, just be sensual. Do things that promote peace and tranquility in that intimate side of you. I don't even have my makeup done. What am I doing? Okay, so the luteal, sorry, is it luteal or luteal? I always forget, but anyways, in the next phase, which is right after ovulation, you are in the luteal phase, which is when you are calm. That is when you're starting to wind down and get ready for winter again. So if we're talking about the seasons or comparing this to the seasons, menstrual is winter, follicular is spring, so think spring cleaning, and then ovulation is spring, summer, hot. That's when you're feeling hot, summer. And then fall is luteal. So think, like for me, fall is my favorite season. It really is. But luteal is not when you should be doing your highest, like anything that demands energy from you, focus from you, the most energy and focus should be your own projects, and it should be done during the follicular phase. Luteal is when you can be there for others, where their energy, if they're in touch with their hormonal cycle, and send this video to them so that they'll understand why you're away from them. When you get in touch, and this is for the women, we'll have a video for the men, so don't send this to the men, please. Unless you're trying to educate them, but are they even going to watch it? Anyways, when you are in your luteal phase, that's when you can do projects with people you care about. That's when you can say like, okay, family time, time for you to have conversations maybe about your finances, make some payment arrangements, address your finances. And we're having an honest conversation here because this is real life, and inflation is inflationing. To get into a space where you can actually afford your lifestyle or your dream lifestyle, you live below your means, but shit happens. And when shit happens, how do you get out of it? As a woman, I believe the best way I've found to get out of it is to follow your genetic hormonal biological clock, your biological calendar, which is I am not any use to anyone if I'm crying about bills and making plans when I should be taking action during my follicular phase. I'm not doing any good by stressing about the bills until the luteal phase. And let me correct that, not stressing about the bills, but really creating a strategy. The energy and the focus I need should be on projects I know I have been procrastinating on because I didn't feel good or I didn't have time. That is the appointment, my appointment with my goals and things that will pay me, benefit me and my community, and please God first, always first, are gonna happen during the follicular phase. I hope that's clear. So luteal is for calm, stable, you're reflecting, you're more in a nurturing mood. That's the best time to be around people. That's what I would say. And then day 22 to 28 of the luteal is when you're getting kind of moody again and you're getting ready for winter, which is menstrual, okay? So yeah, guys, if you are really looking to have a much happier, peaceful 25, put God first. Isolate and be patient in your isolation. Learn as much as you can about your cycle and plan your life around your hormonal cycle. I'm gonna go finish my face, show you guys what it looked like after, and we'll end the video there. I'll be right back. I hope that helps. This is the final look. I will leave all the products that I use in the description box below. And don't forget to subscribe. And thank you for those of you that already did. And I look forward to talking to you guys more throughout 2025. And again, as a recap, God, isolation with patience, and become one with your hormonal cycle. Well, you're already one with it. You live with it, okay?
But you better be ready when you touch down.